It's the hashtag Simply Cyber, COMMUNITY. Here to break the cycle, this is vital more than you and I. Yeah, it's exciting, it don't matter what your title is. You can grab a friend or two or three or four and invite them in. It's the Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's the live with Jerry every morning, having good time. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. It's the Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's the live with Jerry every morning, having good times. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. Dr. Auger is a OG, got that potion, the elixir. Got devotion to all those who keep on showing up to witness. Fit the tricks, equips, and all the tips to raise your cyber fitness. Switching up the routines, pass it off to James quicker. Keep the people smiling, hit that follow, that's a good decision. Every week, today, tomorrow, I encourage y'all to listen. We gon' teach y'all way more than how to protect yourselves from phishing. More like being confident so you can recognize the vision. On a mission, it's official, we gon' get through all these issues. Time for jaw jacking, baby, this is more than a tradition, yeah. Oh, I can't forget to recognize the mods. They the engine, they the reason that you leave and feeling charged. It's a Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's that live with Jerry every morning, having good times. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. It's a Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's that live with Jerry every morning, having good times. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. Yeah. What else can I say? I hope you find some value in this place and have yourself an awesome day. Simply Cyber's here to stay. So let's all put our hands together ready. Time to hang with Dr. A.
All right, good Monday morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. Today is Monday, April 21st, 2025. This is episode 860 of your Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast. I am your host, two thumbs, all smiles, one large cup of coffee, Dr. Gerald Auger. And over the next hour, me, you, Alana Boyajian, Devin Grady, Jesse Johnson, and Mod Chat. Marcus Kyler of the Yeet Crew, the real Bilbo, way out on the not left coast, but left part of the country for sure. Cam Goodaz, Steve Young, Funky Monk down in Unda, Code Brew in the upstate alongside Port Zero. Guys, we are all going to be shredding the top cyber news stories of the day. And I'll be giving my expert opinion and analysis on each of those stories on what it means to you as a practitioner. So how can you use this information to drive cyber risk reduction for your business stakeholders? And on top of that, demonstrate your capability to be excellent at cybersecurity and be the CEO of you and basically control your destiny from a, career perspective. On top of that, if you're looking to break into the industry, welcome to the party, pal. We got you covered here. You're going to be asked in any job interview, how do you stay current? This right here is a banger of an answer because it's exactly what you would expect. You're staying current on the current news. You're getting up to date. And because of this program and the amazing Simply Cyber community that's here, like Gloria, Lara Flores, Thomas Marquette, and so many others, you're going to get insights, perspectives, context, terminology. So looking to break in, you are going to get such a leg up because you're going to be blowing the minds of the interviewer in the interview because you're not going to be talking about something you read in a textbook in a class 6 months ago. You're going to be talking about something that just broke today, and they're going to know about it, and it's going to make you stand out. Believe that. Now, I want you to know every single episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief, including episode 860, I don't research or prep for.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
It's kind of part of the charm of the show. But, no one's going to, I don't know. To me, it's fraudulent if you're going to do all this prep work. And if I ever do read a story in advance, I do tell you in full disclosure. I do like transparency. It's what I'm cracking on. Cashews are delicious. I don't know why they make unsalted cashews, though. I mean, I get it, but at the same time. Unsalted cashews.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. All right, before we get into it, before I unlock how this show is going to get you a half a CPE, let's say what's up to the stream sponsors. I'm gonna be hitting you up in YouTube chat while the stream ads are reading. But thank you to the stream sponsors for enabling me to get up on Monday morning, pour a huge cup of coffee, and be able to hang out with this crew, this community, and basically do the show. Oh my God. My battery. For crying out loud, bruh. Seriously. This mouse, this wireless interference, Bluetooth. I want to... You know that Superman movie? I think it was Superman 3, which was like awful. But he like yeets a nuclear missile into the sun and like basically ends the Cold War. I need that. All right, let's do the ads, and then I'll be chatting with you in chat. Hi. I want to give some love to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief sponsor, ThreatLocker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with ThreatLocker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust ThreatLocker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. ThreatLocker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Hero support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how ThreatLocker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit threatlocker.com. Do you want cutting-edge, high-quality cybersecurity education regardless of financial position? Check this out. I want to give some love and some praise to Antisyphon Training, powered by Black Hills Information Security. Antisyphon Training is absolutely disrupting the traditional cybersecurity training industry by providing high-quality, cutting-edge education to everyone regardless of financial position. They bring industry professionals with years and years of experience into the classroom to teach you and anyone else who's interested practical skills that are in demand in the market today. And on top of that, the student experience is amazing as you and hundreds or thousands in some instances of other students are actively engaging, networking, sharing tips, tricks, and experiences with each other, all live in the classroom. Go to antisyphontraining.com, check out their course calendar to see what courses they have coming up next. You won't regret it. Oh yeah, Marcus Kyler, don't you sweat. We got it on the board. We can yeet it right into the sun. Just pick it up and chuck it out. All right, I also want to say shout out and love to Flare Academy. Now, many of you know Flare as Flare.io, the dark web marketplace monitoring threat intelligence platform. I've talked about Flare multiple times on the show. Flare.io, like I really like their product. I think it's super cool, and I know the team over there, and they're super cool people. But we're not talking about Flare.io. We're talking about Flare Academy, which is their free training area. So, dude, I love free training. Do the free stuff first, right? Ever wonder what separates the best cyber pros from everyone else? Well, I'm Gerald Auger from Simply Cyber, and I'll let you in on a secret. It's not just what you know, but who you learn from, right? Different instructors teach different ways. There's different nuances to it. If you've taken one of my classes, you know I'm not the typical professor. Let me tell you, Flare Academy gives you something incredibly valuable. You get direct access to active cybersecurity researchers through their exclusive Discord. Whoa, Space Taco's coming in hot.
Best friends. Yup.
Space Taco says, successfully completed my 4th audit, and I can't believe how much I still love my job. Thank you, Simply Cyber Fam, for being the most awesomest community in the history of ever. Thank you, Space Tacos. Love having you in the community and being such a GRC Mafia member and advocate. Guys, with Flare Academy, you can get your questions answered in real time by industry experts during post-event Q&As of the training webinars that they teach. Picture having a treasure trove of high-value training resources right at your fingertips in Discord, right? So if you're familiar with Discord, you'll be engaging with these people right in Discord. It's awesome. It's not just another course or another webinar. It's your backstage pass to cybersecurity excellence. Join the Flare Academy Discord community today. Use the link in the description below of the YouTube video. I'm telling you, right now, you can watch a video. What do they got here? The next one they have is May 6th, Managing Organizational Cred Leaks on Azure with Code. Boom. No big deal. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right. We'll talk about Barricade Cyber at the mid-roll. Guys, I do love tacos. I had shrimp tacos last night. I've been exploring cooking with seafood. Got some tilapia. I'm sticking to the whitefish and salmon right now. I'm not ready to move into like grouper or flounder or something like that. I don't know, but we're moving into the fish cooking now that I live on the coast. I probably should. All right, guys. Every single episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief. Bonnie Schott. Bonjour. With the coffee cups, guys. Every episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief is worth half a CPE. Chris Shirk passed PNPT on the 15th. Boom, baby. Nice job. If you got any great news to share, please share it. Passing certs, getting interviews, getting jobs. Crushing life. Yes, sir. Every episode's worth a half a CPE, so say what's up in chat. Look right below me. See where it says half a CPE? If you really want to get fancy pants, take it where it says episode 860, half a CPE. Make sure the description of the YouTube videos in the screenshot, all that stuff, and you can get it. Count the screenshots once a year, divide by 2. That's how many CPEs you got. Kimberly Can Fix It and Jenny Housley are here. So let's get going. Guys, if today's your first episode, hashtag first timer in chat. If today is your first episode, friend, welcome to the party, pal. We have a special sound effect, a special emote, and we love using it. I love using it. I love the welcome to the party, pal, and I love the wrecking ball. Those are my two favorites. So if you're a first timer, hashtag first timer. And if you're a lurker, drop a hashtag first timer in chat. Otherwise, sit back, relax, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over us in an awesome way.
From the CISO series, it's cybersecurity.
See you guys at the mid-roll. And don't forget, it's Monday, so we have the Simply Cyber Community Member of the Week.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Monday, April 21st, 2025. I'm Steve Prentice. Widespread Microsoft Entra lockouts caused by new security feature rollout. A widespread issue with Microsoft Entra ID's new MACE credential revocation app has caused mass account lockouts across organizations. Admins report false positives triggered by the app's leaked credentials detection despite affected accounts having unique passwords, MFA protection, and no signs of compromise. The alerts began overnight on Friday, locking out large numbers of users. A Reddit thread revealed an extensive impact, including over 20,000 notifications sent to a managed detection and response provider. Microsoft reportedly told one affected organization that the lockouts were due to a problem with the rollout of the MACE app, that is M-A-C-E. Malware delivered...
All right, so this is one of those problems. So if you work in a SOC or an MSP or an MDR provider, and you had to deal with this over the weekend, much love to you. It sounds like it started Friday night. Octavius Williams with the GSEC. Boom. So Microsoft Entra, this is kind of, identity's the new perimeter, and the way Microsoft does it, Entra is kind of like the cloud version of, it's not the cloud version of AD, but it's kind of like that with the identity. Anyways, it's an identity access management solution. And people were getting all sorts of alerts that on Friday night that Microsoft, the accounts were getting locked out. Now I wonder, you can get lockouts from you can configure lockouts for different reasons, right? You can configure it because of expiration. You can configure it because of too many invalid login attempts. So I don't know what the logs said. But they do have this system called MACE, M-A-C-E, which is a detection engine that is supposed to provide security. Obviously, it was tuned a little too tightly and essentially was false positives of locking accounts out. Now, I do want to point out, it is formerly Azure Active Directory. See, I missed that part. I thought there was Azure Active Directory and there was Microsoft Entra ID. I thought they just broke out the... in like the user's identity from Azure Active Directory. So there you go. It literally is AD in the cloud. All right. The reason I want to look at this is, here's the thing, like DLP, data loss prevention, is like another one of those tools that like it gets tuned way too tightly and it has tons of false positives and people get so upset about it that then you like throttle it back until it's not really doing anything. Obviously, this is a critical piece of IT for a cloud or hybrid, infrastructure. So you're not going to not have this thing sorted out. The locked out accounts showed no signs of compromise, like suspicious sign-ins, and were protected with MFA. So this must have been very confusing for SOC analysts to look at. See, 100,000 accounts get, locked out, and then there's no records to map to. There's no logs or records to map to. 20,000 notifications from Microsoft regarding leak creds. All right. So they rolled out okay. So here's the deal. Yes, Phil Stafford just got a new feature. So here's the deal. Essentially, Microsoft rolled this tool out, and I'm not even going to hate on them, okay? Here's the deal. Sometimes you can test a solution or a function or whatever. You can do all the testing you want, but sometimes you just can't simulate the load or the reality of a production environment. So obviously you do want to test as much as you can when you are rolling out features or apps and stuff like that. But this is why configuration management's a whole thing. And I know a lot of people right now are like, oh my God, like I've had so many organizations I've rolled out, it has different acronyms like Change Control Board, CCB, Change Approval Board, the CAB, configuration management to include infrastructure changes. They go by different names. A lot of times the scoping of change control boards is messed up. That's the biggest challenge with it. But this is the reason why you need it, because I'm sure they tested it, they rolled it out, and then 20,000 plus accounts across different organizations, 100,000 accounts, whatever, get false positive locked out, right? You need to be able to roll it back or address the issues. So there's two deeper meanings here. Number one, you may be coming in on Monday to a whole bunch of locked out accounts. This could be why. Number two, this is a perfect example for you to be, I guess, inspired by on why change control has to be in place. And this is probably the most important thing for you. When you're thinking of change control, you shouldn't end the change control by putting the change in place. A lot of people do that, okay? Really quick, let me just go down this path for a second, because it's a GRC topic, okay? A lot of people want to put change control in place, configuration management, whatever, and you're like, okay, let's plan. Okay, on April 19th, we're going to roll out this new MACE feature, credential revocation. Awesome. All right, we're going to test it. Who's in charge of communications? Sally is. All right, Sally, you do it. Who's in charge of the QA team? Janet is. Yes, Janet, keep crushing. All right, where are the developers? Oh, Kevin's in charge of the developers. Everybody's a winner. All right, we're going to do weekly cadences, high fives. Yes, 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 yes. Let's roll it out on the 19th. Okay. Then you roll it out and you're like, it's in production. Mission accomplished. Let's go get beers, right? That is not the case, okay? Just because it's in production doesn't mean anything. That you need to have a period of time as part of the project where you're monitoring the new application. You've literally just done like an organ transplant, right? You wouldn't just put the new lung in or the new whatever, right? Kidney, and then be like, oh, our work here is done. No, you would monitor it, make sure it's okay, make sure it doesn't introduce any adverse issues, be ready to roll it back, have people out in the field listening for problems that crop up. And only then, once you, I don't know, maybe a week or two, depends on the size of the change, only then can you close out and say we're good to go. Also, double bonus points for GRC Mafia. If this MACE credential revocation or whatever your change is, if it's replacing something, you also need to decommission the thing it's replacing. That's another thing that people don't like friggin' think about, right? We got the new Mace credential revocation. Thank God, the one we used to use, the Morningstar credential revocation, right? Just to use a couple terms that are kind of relevant, right? We got the Morningstar credential revocation. That thing was a mess. Super vulnerable, super gross, super icky. No one liked it. But now that we've got Mace, we're good to go. And you don't decommission the Morningstar one. And now you've just got additional attack surface for no reason. All right, thank you.
Through diplomatic wine tasting invites. A new set of phishing attacks from Russian state-sponsored threat actor APT-29 is targeting high-ranking European and Middle Eastern diplomats and officials under the guise of email invites for wine-tasting events sent from an unspecified European Ministry of Foreign Affairs. This invite naturally triggers the deployment of malware, this time called Grape Loader, hidden inside a zip archive named wine.zip. The malware gains persistence by modifying the Windows registry to ensure that the wine.exe executable is launched every time the system is rebooted.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, it's a friggin'... Sorry, it's a sophisticated piece of malware. So, yeah, they put persistence mechanisms in it. Surprise, surprise. Guys, this starts with a phishing email. Email security gateways. Educate your end users. EDR solutions that detonate when...
Did we just become best friends?
Yup.
James O'Quigan with $18.60 super chat for episode 860. Good morning, Team SC. I'm en route to the Ozarks, Missouri to present on deepfakes. I've got new tools for creating live stream face swaps and real voice changing. Coffee cup cheers. James O'Quigan at 35,000 feet. Thank you, James O'Quigan. Good to see you. So anyways, like, just, I know people who are, work in MDR and SOCs and stuff. They said that there is an uptick in activity around this thing. So even though it's a nation state threat actor and they're targeting, probably VIPs and stuff like that, it can get misfired and shoot anywhere. Right. So if you get an email, educate your end users, right? If you get an email from an unspecified European Ministry of Foreign Affairs for a wine tasting event, very specific, then be on the lookout. I do want to point out that clicking a link doesn't detonate malware on your box. Okay, last I checked. All right, this is mostly European. Yeah, so the zip archive, which you have to extract and then run the wine.exe executable, which then pulls in these DLLs. You do have to do some work here. Oh, here we go. I feel like we covered this exact story last week. Like, I feel like I remember this. I don't forget an infographic, right? Whatever. Just, whatever. Best practices. Tell your VIPs Tell your VIPs and executives that they're not being invited to a wine tasting. Okay? Just tell them that, okay?
In-person interviews to thwart North Korea job scammers. After finding it too difficult to pursue the job-finding scam in the US, North Korean operatives are now focusing on Europe and especially the UK to seek out remote work with the goal of accessing sensitive data as well as cash. They are often assisted by co-conspirators who hold physical addresses and who live in the country. John Hultquist, the chief analyst at Google's threat intelligence group, told the UK news outlet The Guardian that, quote, many of the remedies are in the hands of the HR department, which usually has very little experience dealing with a covert state adversary, end quote. He added that companies need, quote, to do a better job at checking physical identities and ensuring the person you're talking to is who they claim to be, end quote. He continues, quote, this scheme usually breaks down when the actor is asked to go on camera or to come into the office for an interview, end quote.
Bro, how is it, like, I don't know, like, people are, like, the job market's kind of tough. People are kind of struggling, right? And the North Koreans are just, like, acing job interviews while not going on camera. Can you turn your camera on? No. All right, you sound like a great fit. You've got management written all over you. When can you start? Like maybe that's the trick. Maybe next job interview, you just have to be, you have to be awkward and unaccommodating. I'm joking. Don't do that. But my point is, like, here's the deal. If you would like, apparently, based on case study, if you would like to not hire a North Korean who's going to be faking their work and exploiting their insider access, just ask them to turn their camera on. It says in-person interviews, but like, let's be real. In a post-pandemic, digital transformed world, we're not. Yes, I know. Anyways, I got confused there with something. Whatever. North Korea is targeting Great Britain, Roswell, UK, etc. But this could be for anyone, right? Might be a policy. Now, this would be like an HR policy, but like, this might be worth like just bringing to HR, right? Like give them a quick win. Hey, how about a policy that, if a candidate cannot turn their camera on, then, it's not going to work. It's not going to be a fit. I do want to point out really quickly that even if they do require the camera on, the level of like deep fake and real-time deep fake and, all that stuff, they could, a North Korean could appear to be anybody, right? So the video thing isn't necessarily going to save it. But I will say, based on what I've heard, when the North Koreans, the reason they don't want to turn the camera on, it's like less because they're North Korean and they don't want you to see they're North Korean. Not that you could really tell, but I think there's like a team of people there, right? It's like 6 people doing the interview. I've also heard that if you ask them a question like, how do you get your cyber news, right? Which is a guaranteed question in any cyber job interview. They might take like 10 minutes before they'll be like, thank you for the question. Allow me to think about it for a moment. And then like 10 minutes goes by while they like develop their response. And then they just give the response. Like, I don't understand how these people are getting hired, but clearly they are. So anyways, just tell your staff.
Chrome extensions with 6 million installs contain hidden tracking code. A set of 57 hidden Chrome extensions installed by over 6 million users has been found with dangerous capabilities such as monitoring browsing activity, accessing cookies, and potentially running remote scripts. These hidden extensions do not appear in Chrome Web Store searches and can only be installed via direct URLs, often used for internal tools but possibly exploited by threat actors to avoid detection. Researcher John Tuckner of Secure Annex discovered the issue while analyzing a suspicious, obfuscated extension called Fire Shield Extension Protection, which sends collected data to an external API. These extensions may be distributed through ads and malicious websites.
All right. Now, as far as I know, I know James McQuicken at 35,000 feet. So Google Chrome extensions, right? I mean, I run extensions for password manager, ad blocking, ChatGPT, Loom, etc. So Chrome extensions are nice. They're an ability to make your web browser like more of a power tool, okay? But it's just running code. That's all it is, right? So ad blockers are blocking ads like a proxy, but you can run anything. A lot of times we'll see miners, right? Like cryptojacking miners running in the browser. But also you can, because it's like a proxy, you can sniff data that's passing through it. Where you're going, what are you doing? Session cookies or tokens and stuff like that. So yeah, now every time I've ever installed a Chrome extension, you typically get a pop-up that says, hey, you're about to install this extension, or is that what you want to do? I don't know if the threat actors have gotten around that capability or not, but obviously if you're not trying to install an extension, don't install it. I will tell you just from, I guess personal experience of doing incident response. And I know I'm a GRC guy, but like when you have a small team, you have to, like, I do blue stuff as well, because when you have a small team, you can't be like, I'm sorry your machine's compromised, but I'm GRC. I can't help you. Like, you just got to get the work done, right? I've seen it before where like victim goes to a website to like look at a PDF or something like that. And the pop-up says like, oh, you need to install this extension to see what you're trying to see. And it's not true. Like, the PDF doesn't actually exist. The victim is falling for this, and they're going to install a malicious extension when they click through it. Same with, oh, there's audio on this web page. You can't hear it without installing this Chrome extension. And a lot of times people are wanting like, they're wanting like whatever the asset is, right? So, like I'll give the example specifically I'm thinking of is a sales guy wanted some specifications for some product he was trying to sell or whatever. And he typed in Google, like, this product specifications, and the first result was a malicious one. And he thought he was getting a PDF of the specs, and in reality, he installed malware, which is why I then got involved. So just be aware of it. I don't know, I'm not aware of a centralized managed IT solution, like end user management, to be able to see what extensions in Chrome are installed on endpoints. If there is a solution that does that, please let me know in chat. It would be really cool to know that. I know there's solutions like Push Security has been a sponsor of the show, so I've looked at their product and it's pretty cool. That's more of like a CASB type solution, but they're in the browsers, so they might actually be able to see what extensions are. TLDR, you're not getting these through like normal means, so it is maliciously delivered or watering hole type technique. So just educate your end users. Also, this is a very specific one, but just for your own food for thought, Fire Shield extension protection. The chances are, if you finding this, are probably not huge, but it's worth mentioning since they have the actual name. Also, you can see here, if you're listening on audio only, I'm looking at source code, and you can see that it actually has the explicit URL fireshieldit.com in the malware, and then it makes a XML HTTP request. Okay, so you can go threat hunting and look in your SIM for this domain name, looking in DNS if you're tracking DNS, and see if any of your endpoints, see if any of your traffic's going here. If you do see it, then find out what IP address in your network is, and then go to that endpoint and get it sorted out.
Huge thanks to our sponsor, Dropzone AI. Growing your MSSP client roster while your alerts are multiplying? Dropzone AI works alongside your team, investigating alerts just like your best human analysts would. Our AI SOC analyst cuts investigation time from an hour to minutes while handling 5 times more alerts per analyst. Unlike complex SOAR solutions, Dropzone deploys quickly and adapts to your environment without the need for playbooks or coding. Eliminate backlogs, reduce false positives, and deliver the detailed investigations your clients expect. Ready to scale your MSSP without scaling your team? Meet us at booth ESE60 at RSA.
All right. Hey, I didn't see any first timers, so all you long timers, you know what we're doing right here. Alrighty. Guys, I want to say hey to all of you. Hope everyone's having a great Monday. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I kind of took a personal weekend. I did something that I don't normally do. I played video games for like several hours. Mrs. was working in the garden or landscaping, and I was decompressing. Shout out to the stream sponsors, Delete Me, Antisyphon, Flare, Threat Locker, and Barricade. Hey, okay, we have a first timer. Thank you, Alpha Sierra. Aces Pride, welcome to the party. Welcome to the party, Aces Pride. I love it. Guys, let me tell you about Barricade Cyber's 4-5 365 really quickly. And then we're going to do the Simply Cyber Community Member of the Week, and I hope he's in chat. I haven't seen him in chat, but you guys all know who he is. Is your Microsoft 365 environment secure? Well, with business email compromise attacks on the rise, your entire operation could be at risk. Barricade Cyber's 4-5 365 solution can be your shield. Their team of experts implements proven security standards to protect your business from cyber threats, ensure compliance, and safeguard your sensitive data. They've helped tons of organizations, including my own, strengthen their M365 defenses with tailored solutions that address real-world vulnerabilities. Don't wait until after a breach to take action. Visit fortify365.com today to learn how they can help you secure your Microsoft 365 environment from tomorrow's threats. Guys, every single day of the week has a special segment, and Mondays, I'm pleased to share, is the Simply Cyber Community Member of the Week. Now, this weekly event is sponsored by Threat Locker, who takes a deny-by-default approach to application security. And because they sponsor the Community Member of the Week, I'm able to give the Community Member of the Week $100, straight cash, homie. Straight cash, homie. Amazon gift card, or a little over $100 worth of merch. It usually works out to about $120, $125 worth of Simply Cyber merch. And I let the Community Member of the Week choose their own adventure. Today's Community Member of the Week, I'm very, very happy to share. Let me see if he's in chat really quickly. He is in chat. Ladies and gentlemen, your Simply Cyber Community Member of the Week, you know him as Code Brew, Brent Book. German, it's pronounced Book. Met him and his very kind, lovely, intelligent wife at Simply CyberCon 2024. Code Brew, always helping, always nice, always in chat, engaged in the CTFs, helping people figure out solutions, resources, supporting the channel, supporting the community. Brent, thank you so very much. Chris Whitlock agrees. Code Brew is awesome. He is. He's very awesome. If you don't know Code Brew, say hello. Now, Code Brew, it's usually Alpha Sierra's role, but if you would do it with her, let's lead it off. You know the words. Brent. Alpha Sierra, lead us off. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go. South Carolina's own, the upstate represent. All right, let's finish strong, y'all.
Cisco WebEx bug lets hackers gain code execution via meeting links. Cisco has issued security updates for a high-severity vulnerability in the WebEx app that allows unauthenticated attackers to execute remote code via malicious meeting invite links. The flaw stems from improper input validation in the WebEx custom URL parser and affects all operating systems and configurations. Attackers can exploit the bug by tricking users into clicking a crafted link and downloading files, enabling arbitrary command execution with user-level privileges. Discovered to be low complexity, this vulnerability poses significant risk, and Cisco urges users to update immediately as there are no available workarounds to prevent exploitation.
Ugh. All right. So this is a big deal. All right. Cisco WebEx. It's a telecommunication, virtual meeting type application. Think Zoom, Google Meet, Cisco WebEx. And there's no workaround, right? Apparently, a threat actor can put together kind of a malicious meeting link, and if you run it, and you're running it through the Cisco Web App FAT application, they can execute code on your box, which it's standard practice, initial payload. It's going to reach out, pull down second stage payloads, C2, persistence, you're pwned. Okay. So two things. One, you got to patch it.
You gotta patch it.
Number two, if you wanted to, I would, personally, I like to advise myself and my user community, my end users, whatever you want to call it. Like, dude, if you have the option between installing a fat app and using the browser, use the browser, right? A lot of these solutions, when you go to the the meeting invite, it'll say install app. And of course they want you to install the app because they want to be all up in your business. But usually, I know with Teams, I know with Google Meet, and I'm sure with Cisco WebEx, there is some type of browser-based one, which you'd fully avoid compromise of this bug because it's the fat app. So that's the TLDR. Also, I don't know why the U.S. government uses this, but is anyone here familiar with blue jeans or green jeans or blue jeans? I think it's blue jeans. It's like this obscure meeting solution that I've seen in the government for some reason. It's terrible compared to others, right? I'm sure somewhere there's a developer who works for Blue Jeans who's crying right now in the Marcus Kyler. It's not a fat app. It's just big boned. All right. So Yasser says, what do I do if my organization uses WebEx? 100%. James Wilquicken knows Blue Jeans. 100%. Yasser, you have to get it updated. The updates are out, right? Again, this is one of those ones I don't know if you can push an update. You know what I mean? There's different solutions out there that can help you manage apps. Avanti's got one. There's one that's Casually Joseph always talks about, but there are some centralized IT application management solutions that larger organizations are more likely to have, that you can push this update. So, if you're a smaller organization using Cisco WebEx, do I even have WebEx on my machine? Yeah, I don't have it. If you're running WebEx, maybe, again, this is my solution for a lot of things. I would just make a 15-second video and say, hey, everybody, you don't even have to explain maliciously crafted meeting invite link and remote code execution and insufficient input validation. Just be like, hey, everybody. This is taking a little bit of liberty, but you can say, hey, everybody, criminals are attacking Cisco WebEx right now. The only thing you can do to save yourself is to patch it. Click here, done, right? Just make it very, very straightforward and simple. Outline the impact and then give them the solution. Okay.
New payment card scam involves a phone call, some malware, and a personal tap. Researchers at the Italian cybersecurity firm Clefi are warning financial institutions to watch for a scam that, quote, combines social engineering, previously undocumented malware, and mobile phones' near-field communication capabilities to compromise payment cards, end quote. This scam, which is currently active in Italy, delivers malware dubbed Supercard X. The scam starts with a bank fraud alert text message. Victims who call the phone number in the scam message are instructed to provide their PINs and remove any spending limits on the card. The novel part of this scam is that the victim is then instructed to place their physical debit or credit card into the proximity of their infected mobile device. The Supercard X malware then captures the card details transmitted by Near Field Communication, NFC. Clearview's report states that this, quote, allows the attacker to access the stolen funds instantly and potentially outside traditional fraud channels that typically involve bank transfers, end quote.
Dude, what? Chuck Patchett, number 2. Hide your wife, hide your kids. They're out here. Guys, two things are going on with this story. First of all, very innovative, very clever of the threat actors. Number 2, I can't wrap my head around how victims, I guess if you're not in the right frame of mind, it makes sense. But dude, the hacker sends you a scary text message. You get on the phone with them. And then for you to secure your account more, this is the part that gets me. They get you to give them your PIN, right? Which is something you're supposed to not share. And then they get you to remove spending limits on your card. What? Like, how do alarm bells not go off in your head where you're like, huh? That seems odd. The innovative part here is that they use the Android device has malware on it, and then they have you put your card near the Android phone, and it uses NFC technology to communicate. Now, that seems like kind of fun and little like fancy, like, ooh, we're using NFC. But in reality, NFC is just a communication protocol. And it's just, when the card is close enough for the NFC to register, they're essentially have a network connection. I mean, I'm oversimplifying it, but like, it's essentially a network connection. So why wouldn't the threat actor be able to access it, right? So once they get in, they're able to pull whatever data off that card. This is happening in Italy right now. And so European markets and stuff like that. Again, I always like to go as far left on the kill chain as I possibly can. Yes, I don't want you to run malware on your Android device, but being aware that a scary text about a fraud alert and calling a phone number that's provided in the fraud alert and being, asked to install, like, obviously, you have to install some software or malware on the Android device, right? So anyone can get the text message, right? Anyone can get the text message. That's not delivering malware or installing it on your device. Once you're on the phone, the threat actor is starting to coach you through infecting your device and doing all sorts of other stuff. So you educate your end users, man. And remember who you're talking to. A lot of times you're talking to non-tech people, non-cyber people. You're talking to my Aunt Dorothea, right? So use language that makes sense to them and is sticky for them, i.e. when you're done talking to them and they walk away, they remember what you said, okay? Criminals, man, they want to steal your money. They suck.
Parent company of Hannaford and Stop and Shop confirms data stolen in cyber attack. Following up on a story we covered last November, the Dutch food conglomerate Ahold Delhaize USA, the parent company of Stop and Shop, Hannaford, Food Lion, and Giant Food, now confirms that data was stolen during the cyber attack of early November 2024. Responsibility for this attack has been claimed by the Inc. ransomware gang, INC, who claim to have stolen 6 terabytes of information. Representatives from the affected company state that they are still working to determine specifically what was stolen.
Dude, this is a masterclass in delaying breach notification. Like, this data breach happened quite a while ago. Because I remember, like, it's been a minute since I talked about Wegmans. And I was talking about Wegmans when this story happened. I feel like this was like early 2024. So like over a year ago, maybe? Is there a date on this thing? Dude, I know the price of eggs has gone up significantly, but dude, check this out. This crew has made $24 billion in 2023. Seriously, this is insane, man. Okay, so ransomware threat actor Inc. stole 6 terabytes of data. That's pretty standard stuff here as far as like ransomware threat actors and attacking businesses. I don't know what data was particularly stolen, but they're officially finished doing their investigation. Now, I will say, I've said this before on the channel. I just haven't said it in a minute. You should be very careful about using the word breach. Okay, you can have incidents, you can have events that maybe are incidents, and then incidents might turn into a breach. Okay, once you say breach, though, you get the lawyers involved and insurance companies and external IR firms and crap like that. So you always want to be careful. They did obviously a thorough investigation because it took them over a year and confirmed that they were hit. What does this mean to us since it's our data? Well, it means that you're going to have another identity theft protection service. And, you know, the cost of meats and cheeses might go up, right? I don't know. I don't think this will have a material effect on our day-to-day living. It's just, you know, huge company with tons of money gets hit. I don't know how much the Inc. ransomware asked or if they got paid. So this was November 12th, 2024. Feels like longer, doesn't it? Doesn't it feel like longer ago? Uh-oh, I'm frozen. Frozen. Hold on. I know you can hear me. Stay tuned. Let's see. Let me play some music. Here, let's do this. What should we... Yeah. All right, hold on. Enjoy this while I get my OBS straightened out. 1 second. All right, I just killed OBS. Now I'm going to launch OBS. There we go. There we go. All right, like it never happened. Okay, let's keep cooking. That's what 860 episodes will do. Cool under pressure.
ASUS confirms critical flaw in AI cloud routers. This flaw, which has a CVSS score of 9.2, could allow remote attackers to perform unauthorized execution of functions on susceptible devices. The issue has been addressed with firmware updates for branches in the 3.0.0.4 range, and ASUS reminds users to, quote, use different passwords for the wireless network and the router administration page, end quote.
Yeah.
Remember,
There's a concept. Here's a concept. Don't use your wireless network password that you share with people that come in and is the same as your admin router password. Yeah, that's typically a best practice. So you're running ASUS AI Cloud. It says could permit, not guaranteed, right? Remote attackers can do unauthorized execution. This one is CVE 2492. Let's take a look. It's got a high CVSS score of 9.2, but let's take a look at the EPS score. You can see in my, you can see at the bottom there, this is my Chrome browser. Continue with, you can see there's an unsubscribe from a webinar. There's a DayZ map, and then there's some cybersecurity stories. Pretty on brand. I'm sure if you scroll down, there's probably like a Great Divide Yeti Stout webpage I was looking at too. Okay, let's do EPS. Look up. Oh my God. Let's put the CVE in and check the score. 0.1% of getting exploited, okay? So if you right now, you in chat, Z-Myth, Poner Joe, Phil Stafford, Haircut Fish, Bruisin' Hacks, Jazzy Jazz, you have 0.1% to be affected by this in the next 30 days. Now, that doesn't mean ignore it. Just, patch it in its own, basically as it is. I do want to point out that unless you set it to auto patch, a lot of people overlook routers and switches and stuff like that for maintenance. So don't do that. You got to update the firmware, which means you might have to jump into the box itself and then either use the built-in functionality to patch it or actually download a firmware and then put it on the box. Okay, it depends. Some of the less sophisticated pieces of IoT technology and networking devices, well, you'll have to do that manually. But dude, thank you, Asus. Asus letting people know when they patch their firmware, change the password so it's not 12345678890. Yeah, good point. Like, cool tip, bro. All right. I will say, as far as Asus goes, I've never used their networking technology. I did have an Asus computer at one point, and it wasn't awful. Strong endorsement.
To register to join us for this week's Super Cyber Friday.
All right, that's going to do it. Even with the technical difficulty, we got it. All right, y'all, check it out now. I just want to remind everybody two things. One, we got the weekly events posted here. I'm going to post it on Discord. So ! Discord in chat right now. If you are not part of the Discord server, although many of you are, you're missing out. You're literally missing out on an amazing resource if you're not using the Discord server. This is this week's activity. We have Simply Defensive at 9:30 a.m., but before that, we're going to do jawjacking. So we're doing the Daily Cyber Threat Brief right now. I'm going to take you over to jawjacking. You don't have to do anything. Just stay comfortable, and I will take you to jawjacking in a minute where we will answer all your questions. And then Simply Defensive, Wade Wells, Josh Mason, bringing the heat. And of course, this whole week, we've got the Daily Cyber Threat Brief every day, jawjacking every day. Two Cyber Chicks is back, Erica and Jax, bringing that GRC love on Wednesday. Cyber Mentors podcast, Simply Cyber Firesides, Thursdays, Study GRC Lives. It's always busy. And we've got the monthly CTF on Thursday at 5 p.m. live. Do not, guys, if you are nervous about doing a CTF, punch that in the mouth. Throat punch imposter syndrome. The meta CTF that we do on Thursdays for the Simply Cyber community, not only does it have cash prizes, but I also want you to know it's a safe space designed to be a really fun, easy, inviting CTF. So if you've been kind of on the fence about doing a CTF, get in there. You're going to love it, I promise you. Plus, the community is wicked awesome. All right. This has been episode 860 of Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast. I've been your host, Dr. Gerald Auger. I hope you had a good time. Don't go anywhere, because we're going jawjacking. Stay tuned. See ya! Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jawjacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some Jawjacking. Hey, how you doing? What's up? Look at you. Let me change this over to say Jawjacking. Hey, I see Port Zero. Bruisin' Hacks. What's up, Marcus Kyler of the Yeet Crew? You got it, Owen Knight. This is Jawjacking. Jawjacking's a 30-minute AMA-style live stream where I will answer your questions. My name's Jerry Guy. I got decades of experience in cyber. I freaking love it. Maybe some of you are coming from the Daily Cyber Threat Brief hosted by that nerd, Dr. Gerald Auger. Oh my God, bro. Nice OBS AV failure, you dork. I didn't see your PhD solving that problem. I'm just joking. We like to have fun. The jaw jacking is kind of the back of the mullet. The Daily Cyber Threat Brief's the front of the mullet. Business up front, party in the rear. We're answering your questions. It's all about good times. Not only IT, since I wear glasses now, since I wear glasses for the Daily Cyber Threat Brief, I figured I'd take them off, right? So last week I got glasses. I now wear like progressive lenses, right? So these are my I'm old and I wear glasses now. So I figured since Dr. Gerald Auger is wearing glasses that Jerry guy should stop wearing glasses. All right, the questions are coming in. Fun one. Cyber Shinigami says, what game were you playing? I played about 11 hours of Day Z. And I think I'm done with the game. I have just a few more small things I want to do. But yeah, Day Z. The reason I played so much, I've been addicted with it, not because it's a great game. It is fun, but because I couldn't do the fundamental things in the game, and it pissed me off so badly that I needed to reach a level of sustainability for myself in that game. I was able to do it. I've pretty much gone everywhere on the map. DPKP. Do you guys want, should I wear these glasses? I mean, should I just switch the glasses to be this one? These can be Jerry guy's glasses. Let me know. I mean, I didn't realize the Jerry guy glasses was going to be so important. Andrew said that OBS took over FaceTime one time. Oh my God, Kenneth. Don't even get me started, bro. I haven't had breakfast this morning and just thinking about a beef. Oh, I like two-way. I don't like mayo. So I'll do a two-way beef on an onion roll out of Danvers Supremes. Oh, I might have to go there. All right, what else we got? Yeah, Triple D. 11 hours over 2 days. All right, Yasser says, I have 7 years in fraud ops. Some of the roles I have are very similar to SOC roles. Would I be able to count those years if I want to get my CISP? So when you are looking at certifications that have years of experience requirements, I like to be liberal, right? So say you're a system administrator, you're creating accounts, you're patching systems. That is completely cyber skill related. If you are doing essentially incident response, Yasser, going in, reviewing logs, chain of custody on evidence, making images, then yeah, I would count that. You just have to make sure that the domains in CISP align. I'm not sure if there's one around blue, but yeah, I would think so. Priceless Pancake says, I'm a huge fan of Hunt Showdown. Joseph, Justin Gold, is Hunt Showdown in the mix? And yes, Priceless Pancake, I feel the same way. I hate DayZ, and I couldn't stop playing it. Really, I was driven. Can you explain to me what EPSS score was? Yeah, sure. So when we talk about a weakness, right? Like the ASUS AI Cloud has a weakness, or the Cisco WebEx vulnerability has a weakness, right? This is something that we need to be mindful of, and this is frankly one of the reasons we have to stay current as practitioners, is because software gets exploited all the time, and it's a whole thing that you need to stay on top of, right? You got to be vigilant. Okay, so if there's 100 vulnerabilities released every day, right? Or Microsoft on Patch Tuesday releases, 10 patches that address 25 vulnerabilities, right? How do you prioritize which vulnerabilities to address first? So Jazzy Jazz, and for everybody, like, how do you know, like, say a vulnerability comes out right now, right? It was in today's news. How do you know that it can wait until a maintenance window later on in the month? And how do you know it needs to be fixed immediately, right? So, like, the Eternal Blue SMB vulnerability that got leaked back in 2017, that needed to be patched immediately. That was a really bad one that needed immediate patching. This ASUS one, there's a 0.1% chance that you're going to be hit by it in the next 30 days. So it's not really urgent. Okay, so now that we've got the foundation of vulnerabilities and everything like that, and realize that there's a need to have a priority on how urgent do you need to fix it, and like, what's the order? Because sometimes you only have, like, say you have like 8 hours of a maintenance window, but the application's getting a major upgrade. So the IT team and the application team are going to take up 7 hours of that maintenance window. So maybe you can't apply all the patches, okay? So how do you prioritize? This is where EPSS scores come in, or CVSS scores. There's a couple different ways to look at it, right? Now, traditionally CVSS scores has been, the bell of the ball, okay? You can see here, I'm showing it on stream, low, medium, and high, and critical in CVSS 3. There's CVSS 4.0 now, but honestly, CVSS 4.0 is almost like IPv6. Like, it exists, it's better than its predecessor, but no one uses it, as far as I know. When we look at the score, you can see anything between a 9 and a 10 is critical, okay? The problem is, this is looking at the vulnerability in a silo, in a vacuum, right? Just because it's a really bad vulnerability. Is it being actively exploited? Is there exploit code out there? Are they seeing it in the wild? Are threat actors talking about it? Are security researchers talking about it? Like, there's no context to the vulnerability. This is where EPSS comes in. EPSS is from a group called first.org, okay? And I'm showing it on stream right now. And what they do is they provide a score that actually shows the probability between 0 and 1 that you will get exploited in the next 30 days, okay? There's also a percentile score which shows how it stacks up against other vulnerabilities in the catalog of vulnerabilities in EPSS. Now, the score is made up of different factors, including kind of like sentiment and exploitation and reported exploits and stuff like that. So all that is to say, when we look at this ASUS AI Cloud story that we saw a few minutes ago, right? This story right here, you can immediately say, okay, I know about this story. Okay, I know about this story. How bad is it? Do we have ASUS stuff in the environment? How bad is this? So when you look at the EPSS score and it's 0.1%, well, that's not a urgent stop everything and go fix it. It's certainly not ignore it, but it's not a critical, like, you got to get it now. Also, you can see the percentile, 29%. Of the hundreds and thousands of vulnerabilities in EPS's database, this one is kind of in like the lower third. It's at the top of the lower third, but the lower third of how bad is it, okay? So the EPSS score I like better than CVSS score because it gives more context. It's more, frankly, it's more actionable for a practitioner to know how to prioritize vulnerability management. Thanks for the question. I hope that answered it, Jazzy Jazz. And I hope that helped anyone in chat. If you are interviewing for a vulnerability management analyst job, bust this out. You'll melt faces. Also, another thing, a lot of scanners will include the CVSS score for the vulnerability, and I've never really seen one include the EPSS score. All right. So Rex says that I'm being an ageist about my glasses. That's not true. So according to, a medical doctor on eye, optometrist, I think, or ophthalmologist, whatever, my doctor told me that he's like, you're 45. Your eyes are old. They're deteriorating. A lot of people naturally start losing their near vision starts deteriorating and getting blurry after 40. That's why reading glasses are available at convenience stores and drugstores, because essentially a reading glass addresses that problem. It's that common in the population. So I don't think it's an ageist thing. Certainly you can have eye diseases that cause you to need glasses, but I cannot wear contacts. What's the word I'm looking for? Tidbits Tuesday on Monday. I cannot touch my eyes. It really bothers me. Stop picking on Asus. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to move the chat where I can see it, and so it looks like I'm looking in the mirror, the window here. All right, continuing to look. A lot of people playing games up in chat here. Priceless Pancake giving me Vanta chills. PTSD. Angular says, was the company, the group doing CVSS going to be doged? NIST, I believe, is behind CVSS. And no, I don't think so. MITRE and CVEs had a problem, but they got sorted out. Without getting into the politics, just the possible chaos, what are your thoughts on the indicated intent the Fed showed to stop funding MITRE? I don't know. Leadership, treating the U.S. government like an organization, seems like leadership is running around looking for cost-cutting measures. So, sometimes business people, executives, they don't understand the value of certain cyber programs and stuff like that. Cyber's a cost center, right? You got to remember that. It happens. I mean, this is why it's a skill to be able to make compelling arguments why your budget matters in cybersecurity. Oh, Brandon Poole, our very own Brandon Poole, who made EPSS hot in chat. Good to see you, Brandon Poole. Joshua wants to know if I played Quake. Yep, I did. So Joshua, is his handle GI Joshua? I think it was. This guy right here, I went to a LAN party. Yes, a LAN party. And for you youngs, this is where you physically bring your computer and plug into a private network and basically play online games, except on a private network. This guy, I played Quake. I got smoked. To say I got smoked is an understatement. This guy literally could have made meme YouTube shorts of killing me. That's how bad I was. And no, I haven't played Quake. Rex wants me to stop picking on Asus. Yes, Cyber Shingami got his glasses at 40 as well. Let's see. I'll tell you what. Oh, Code Brew, our Simply Cyber Community Member of the Week, got a bad eye infection. Now he's off of contacts. TG Artist says he's doing a room about OAuth on Try Hack Me. What is it for entry level folks? So OAuth, and again, I'm not going to get this 100% right, but you should think of OAuth is the ability to authenticate yourself to a web, like a web application or something like that, and be able to, what's the word I'm looking, like get a session token that proves you are who you are as you move around web applications and stuff like that. I don't think OAuth is when you use like using your Google creds to log in to try hack me or something like that. I think that's pretty much the TLDR. Here, let me. Oh, it is. I made a mistake. It is where you use a service provider like Google or Facebook to have your identity. So you're logging in with like gerald.simplycyber@gmail to a platform. So your user account, like Teachable Academy, your user account is actually kind of proven or managed by the service provider. And using OAuth, the platform you're authenticating to, so try hack me, for example, they're saying we trust Google to pass, like you're going to authenticate to Google, get a session token, and we're going to accept it on the, that they've done it. Okay. This is nice too, because then you don't need to create an account on the platform. You don't have a separate password. If they get breached, or if you disable access to that user account, kind of like federated authentication, you block everything. So hopefully that helps. I was a little dodgy on that. Pwner Joe says, now that you've been playing DayZ, how long can you survive on a character before getting pwned? So I will tell you, this character I've been playing right now, he's got a beard, if that says anything. I will tell you, Pwner Joe, I played 11 hours. My guys all kitted out. I've encountered only humans one time, and I actually stumbled into two guys who were building a base, and this was like upper northwest of the map, which is, you can only get there if you're like set up for success. And they basically started hunting me, which was not great. Fortunately, I had like one of those adrenaline pens, so I could just sprint for like 10 minutes. So I embarrassingly told this to Justin Gold yesterday, so I'll share it publicly. I basically did an adrenaline pen, and then I ran for like 10 minutes, and then I hid behind a barn, and I exited the game. And then I came back like an hour later. So, yeah. Basically, if I encounter humans, I'm going to die. That's it. All right, so Jazzy Jazz says, what will you say is essential for someone trying to be a home office? Like you have a good monitor, chair, table. Oh, okay. So for me, for a home office, I actually have a couple different setups here. For a home office, I think it depends, obviously. I like a big monitor. Okay, I've got a 48-inch widescreen monitor. I like it because I like to be able to see a bunch of things at once. I need that up. Number two, you've got to have, to me, you're interfacing with your mouse and your keyboard a lot. So you've got to have one that, like, again, this is very specific, but like any keyboard will work, obviously. But if you're going to be working on these keyboard and mice for 7-8 hours every day for weeks and weeks and weeks, right? You want it to be super comfortable because you want to eliminate any burden, any friction, any fatigue, right? So there's that. I do standing desks. I have one of these mat things, like one of these guys. Okay, I stand on. I find that very nice. Also, lighting. Lighting is very important to me. I typically turn off, like as soon as I get off stream, I typically turn the lights off, minus this blue light. So, another thing that I think, I like to print stuff out. So I actually have a printer, and a scanner, like all in one type thing. It's an HP product, which means I hate it. But even though we're digital, don't sleep on a printer. Oh, okay, so Rex has the clinical term. Soulshine, what go you started cyber? What? What go you started in cyber? Oh, maybe what got you started in cyber? I was a software engineer. My code got audited for cyber, and I failed miserably, and I took that personally. So I wanted to prove the auditors wrong, so I went and learned what they were auditing me against, and I fell in love. And I was like, oh, this is a thing? So I went and got more information, and then I just went from there. So Alpha Sierra wondering if it was true or not. Maybe, I don't know. It did seem to come on quite quickly. All right. Alpha Sierra says, what's the wood we have in cyber? What's that word we have in cyber? Fear of something? Oh, FUD. FUD. F-U-D. FUD. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It's a tool in our toolbox. It's kind of like a dark art. We don't use it very often, but it's there, and you can use it if you need it. Just don't abuse it, or else it has diminishing returns as you use it. Code Brew says invest in a good chair. I agree. Haircut Fish says I like big monitors and I cannot lie. Funky Monk. What medium would you recommend for long-term storage of photos data without using the cloud? I'm a huge fan of Synology NASes. I mean, it's essentially a private cloud. So, Funky Monk, I would recommend this. Not this stupid AI-powered Wi-Fi camera, but this. Yeah. There you go. You get a 4-bay NAS. You can do RAID configuration. You could set it up for VPN, remote access, etc. This is what I would recommend. I mean, you don't have to get this particular model, the DS423, but Synology NASes are very cool. They're so hot right now.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
Do you tell them about GRC before they kill you and respawn? Oh my god. That's so funny. You know, it's funny, like personal story really quickly. So I was well, I guess I still am a consultant, but I was like a full-on real consultant for maybe 6 years in my career, like traveling often, living out of hotels. And even when I was back in the office, I would only use my laptop. I wouldn't even plug it into like a docking station with all these other things, because I was always like, why do I need this? Like I can operate like a boss just in this laptop. And I was like hard fast on that. I can't imagine doing that right now. I can't even, like when I travel, I need a second monitor for my display so I can do the daily cyber threat brief. So I don't know what I was doing. I was just a stubborn young. Yes, Kyle is right. I was spiteful because I was angry. All right. Oh yeah, Blockbuster. Would I rather work for China or Iran ATP? So, I mean, neither. But if I had to pick one of those two, I'd go work for China. They're better. I mean, they seem better funded. There's more opportunity. All right. Is the renovation done? AB, yeah, the renovation is done. Mrs. Auger has moved from inside the house to outside the house. It's been beautiful down here in the Low Country this weekend. One of the things that we deal with down here is in the summer it gets disgustingly sticky humid, but for like 2 weeks in the spring there's like this gorgeous period, and yeah, she's taking full advantage of that. But the pantry, the walk-in pantry is completed. I cook often in the house, like Mrs. Auger's excellent at cooking, but like I do it mostly. And she built like an appliance garage in there, so now like the air fryer has like a dedicated spot, the Instapot has a dedicated spot, rice cooker. Oh, it's very nice. That's right. Today's tacos. I met Audit and it was love at first sight. What got you started? Oh yeah, I answered that, Soulshine. Thank you. Looking for questions in chat. This is jaw jacking. I'm answering any and all questions, whether it's about cybersecurity or not. But I do want to help you. That's why I'm here. Soulshine, if you didn't choose GRC, what other role would you be? Probably a SOC analyst. Probably a SOC analyst. But I probably would have evolved, or like my career progression probably would have gone up in the SOC. I wouldn't have wanted to have managed SOC analysts. If I'm being really honest with my initial thoughts, I would have done SOC analyst like 1, 2, probably 3, like senior SOC IR person, and then moved over to like building SOCs. Like I know exactly how a SOC works. I don't want to manage people. I want to build SOC solutions, and I probably would have gotten into consulting and helping SOCs like be more efficient, better improved, helping businesses develop internal, like enterprise SOCs, stuff like that. That's what I think. Triple D says, good morning, Mrs. Auger. Nice. Comparing CISA and CISUM. Yes. So these are ISACA's certs. They're GRC focused. CISA or CISA is a certified auditor. CISM is certified InfoSec manager. The A is practitioner. The M is management. The A, even though they both have 5 years of experience requirements, I thought the A was 2 years, but it's 5 years. I would say that the CISM is like if you want to become a director of ops, director of GRC, a CISO, that's where that one fits and where you'll see it on job postings. The CISA is auditor, risk assessor, compliance analyst. It doesn't get a lot of attention, but like I think of the CISA as kind of a low-key golden ticket in cyber audit. I hope that helps, S. Cole. Great question. Yeah, Carrie knows about the humid summers here. Cam Godet. Oh, yeah, you're right, dude. Appliance garages are so hot.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
Are you still putting a roundtable for the future guests? I don't know. Are you talking about in the studio, Augusta Delgado? Let me know. All right. All right, we've got 3 minutes until the stream, so I'm going to start speed running. If we complete the older version of the GRC Masterclass, how do we get a cert? When you say older version, I don't know what you mean, but you should be able to go into Simply Cyber Academy and, go into your enrollments, like under your student account, go under enrollments. And if you've completed the course, it'll say 100% complete with like the 3 dots. You click on those 3 dots and you can download a cert and it'll give you the current cert, which is the new one, if that's what you mean. Chris Hidalgo's got an interview tomorrow. Yes, sir. They split GRC and ops, but this will be on the ops side. Good luck to you, brother. Oh, cool. I'm caught up on chat. All right, let's pull up Simply Defensive. $60 seconds till premiere. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. We're off and running on a Monday. Kyle says, would you recommend teaching as a side hustle? Only if you like educating. You know, I love helping people. I love talking about my discipline. So if you enjoy doing it, you know, the Feynman method, you know, teaching does help, right? Share, raid. So Kyle, I would try it. At least try it. Raid target. We got a raid target, everybody. I've pinned it. Jazzy Jazz. You know where you can learn about forensics for an entry level? Oh, sure, dude. First place you should go, differdiva.com. The forensics community has like a huge, rich set of resources right here. Getting into the differ field. Right here. This is the answer to your question, Jazzy Jazz. And everybody else. Dude, DFIRdiva.com. Definitely place to start. Also, Jazzy Jazz and everybody else, as a bonus, go on Simply Cyber's YouTube channel and look up the name Jessica Hyde. Hyde. Jessica Hyde. Watch, I'll actually just do it right now. Jessica Hyde. She's been on the channel a couple times, and she's just phenomenal. Look at, I'm on the search here. Jessica Hyde, Hyde. Enter. There she is. Differ, everything you need to know, and break it into differ. This professional, she is just aces. All right, we are ready to go. Let's go, everybody. We are deep diving into the secrets of operational security, or OPSEC, with Mitch Cope. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. This has been Jaw Jacking. Thank you all so very much, and until tomorrow. Woo!